Hello, everyone, and welcome to the return of Big Money Talks, which I have not done for about 3.5 years, almost 4 years. Um, I am Big Money Drew, or Drew Nicholas, whatever you want to call me. Uh, I feel like I've been wanting to do this again for a little while, couple months now, but I've just never had the courage to hit record and do this. Um, and I feel like now's the time. Like I just want to get myself out there again. I've never done a video podcast before, so this is my first time doing this. Uh, so it's a little frightening, to say the least. um, I'm using Zoom, which I use for work, and it's uh, it's a nice platform. And I forgot that you can record on here, so that's what I'm doing right now. This is not live, and I don't know if I want to do it live by myself. I've done it live by myself in the past. I also did it live with somebody else in the past for about a year. That was really fun. Um, but I feel like the live aspect of this is kind of like useful in engaging with people, and I'm just not, I think, ready to put that pressure on myself yet. Um, a lot of people use super chats and they engage and read super chats and stuff like that. And I just don't want to put that pressure on myself to overperform and kind of just not be myself, like not that, having a camera on will make somebody overperform. I'm sure there are a lot of people, you hit record and you look at the camera and there's not a performance. It's who people are. But I think that just not having been used to doing it like this, having the pressure of this staring into a camera, uh, I just don't want to have those thoughts in my mind. So I decided I want to record these and upload them for a little while. I mean, maybe I'll change that. Uh, so this isn't live again, and I think that a lot of people who do live podcasts and engage during the podcasts and read the super chats and read comments, from Twitter or wherever, they do it well, and I will not do it as well, at least right now. So I've decided I just want to not do these live at the moment. I've watched Fightful. I've watched their post Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-view podcasts with SRS and Denise. Those are really fun. I've seen Alex Pulowski's Sour Graps, which is like the benchmark for doing a podcast by yourself. You got to hit that benchmark. He's really great. He's a really great guy. The Distraction on Fightful, my goodness. Jeremy and Joe, they're like, they're really cool dudes. They're really cool dudes. They're really fun to talk to. They're like, you have really cool friends. They're like your really cool friends, and they're like the positive, really, really one of the most positive people that you could follow on Twitter. They're really great. They make Twitter on its darkest day. They make Twitter a light, a really bright light. So I really, really enjoy following them, and they're great guys. They really are. And I've watched, Mat Men before with Andrew and Rich, and I've watched Wrestle Talk Crew, um, and a couple of others here and there. I've seen Throwback 27's Wicked Crazy Pinfalls. He's really cool. He's a good guy as well. And I feel like I want to put my voice out there now. It's been a while, like I said, and I feel like it's time. You know, I work actually on a wrestling website. Many people might not know that because I don't really put myself out there. I've been working on CageSideSeats.com since right after WrestleMania this year, 2020. And I do the Raw and SmackDown and main roster pay-per-view recaps. And I've really been enjoying doing that. Even, on the days like, Monday. Those aren't the greatest wrestling days these days. And it's kind of interesting because, like, it's a weird time, I feel, to talk wrestling when it's generally just not favored right now. There are good things going on in multiple companies. I watch main roster WWE because I cover it. And I watched AEW. I was watching AEW live up until about the time that I started doing my recaps on Cage Side. And now I kind of record it on Sling TV, and I watch it when I can, if I can, with the other things that are going on in my life. So, like I said, I used to do these a few years back with my predecessor at Cage Side Seats, who I took over writing main roster WWE recaps for on our old site, Smart City. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I'm dating myself now. It's been about 4 years, I think, or almost 5 years since that was a thing. And I just wanted to say too, like, I don't really talk wrestling outside of my wrestling bubble. It's interesting. Like, there are a lot of people that don't know that I even watch wrestling, and I don't know why. That could be maybe just my insecurities as a wrestling fan because of how wrestling is perceived to non-wrestling fans. And it's interesting because, like, I have a job outside of wrestling, and I do things outside of wrestling. But most of those people don't know that I even watch Raw, SmackDown, AEW. And I guess I kind of want to break out of that shell a little bit more. And that could be also the reason why I decided today to hit record and do this and have my face out there on a video podcast for the first time. So it's interesting. There are multiple things I think about wrestling that are good right now in multiple companies. AEW right now have Kenny Omega going to Impact with the AEW Championship. So that's really interesting. Sting just debuted in AEW, and I really enjoy the style there. It does have like a more natural feel to it, and there are hits and misses. But I do enjoy Wednesdays a lot. I really do. I've AEW, I guess, kind of took wrestling to a new height for me because I never watched wrestling that I can remember, that much during the Attitude Era and when things were really ramping up. I watched for a couple of years when I was 7 and 8, 9 back then. But I never really absorbed it like I absorb wrestling now. And just, I guess, to reintroduce myself, I came back to wrestling in 2012, the night after WrestleMania. I think it was 27 or 28, when Brock returned. And I didn't even know who Brock Lesnar was. I just saw this big guy coming out and beating up John Cena. And that was really exciting. So it kept me going. How about that? And I know, like I'm kind of like looking at myself and not the camera sometimes, so it's kind of weird because I really again, this is the first time I'm doing a video podcast. But when I do these like during work time, I think I end up looking at myself and it's kind of weird, this whole thing. Uh, so, just work with me here. I'm new. So, like I said, and there's some good stuff going on in WWE. I know you don't hear a lot of people say that. You really don't. But there really is some good stuff going on. I'm liking the Roman Reigns stuff. Holy crap. The Roman Reigns stuff is just head and shoulders above the rest of what WWE is doing right now. Just what a stellar performance by everybody involved in that storyline. Everybody. They made a main eventer out of Jey Uso just from the storyline. It's absolutely incredible. And Paul Heyman's role now versus when he was with Brock, just wonderful. It's really like Roman steers the ship, and everyone follows him. He's the captain, and it's great. It really is great. Uh, it's the highlight of my week in wrestling. I look forward to SmackDown. I look forward to Friday nights just so that I can see what is going to continue in that storyline. On Raw, like I said, Mondays are not the greatest days. I do like what's going on with Randy and Bray right now, though, and Alexa. I really like. I said Alexa, and my Alexa just turned on. Let me mute that because I don't need to hear that voice. Um, that was funny. That threw me off. But I am liking Alexa and her new character arc with the Fiend and with Bray Wyatt and the Firefly Funhouse. That's really cool. And I think Randy and Bray will have, and the Fiend will have a really good match at TLC. And that storyline. I would like it to be a Firefly Funhouse match. That would be really cool. But I don't know. And that's probably not going to happen. I think the history between them would dictate a Firefly Funhouse match, but that's probably not going to happen. The Lana stuff, I'm up and down with the Lana stuff. I don't care about Nia Jax that much. I love Asuka, but she really just has not had a good main roster run that much. She won a Royal Rumble, she won championships, but she had a great thing going in NXT, that undefeated streak. And since Becky left when she got pregnant, and they gave Asuka the Raw Women's Championship, she just hasn't had a great feud. Like, they had the Bayley and Sasha stuff, and with Kairi Sane before Kairi Sane left. But it's just like not that interesting, person after person. Same with Drew McIntyre for the most part. I mean, before the Randy Orton stuff really ramped up in the summer, he just had person after person. This is like undeserving. Seth Rollins after his loss to Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley, right when Bobby Lashley was coming out of the whole Lana Rusev storyline. He had Dolph Ziggler, I think, 2 pay-per-views. Just people didn't deserve title shots, getting title shots. And that's not how I enjoy it. I want to see, like Bobby Lashley now versus when he was uh, when he just joined MVP and got out of the Lana storyline. Now I would be more interested. They brought Keith Lee up. I really like Keith Lee, and they just haven't been doing great stuff with Keith Lee either. They make him lose by DQ all the time, and we need wins. I like people who win. I like people who lose also, but we want to see wrestlers winning, especially good ones like Keith Lee. Keith Lee is such a great, strong guy, big, agile dude. So it's sad when you get a DQ and then another DQ and another DQ. So that's one of the WWE things again. WWE they aren't great with everything. They're good with some stuff. I give them props where it's due, but creative and Vince just totally controlling everything. You've heard it from 1,000 people. I don't need to say this. You've heard it from 1,000 people, so you already know. Back on SmackDown, Sasha and Carmella should be exciting. Other than that, I mean, on SmackDown, I again is really just like it's the Roman Reigns show. Whatever they do with that storyline, I'm interested. I want to see what's going on. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it for now. I'm hoping that Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, that should be really great at TLC. Owens has also been floundering. Like he is out there, he's doing stuff, and then he's not. He's gone, and he's just trading wins back and forth, like with the Aleister Black stuff. Gosh, that was just that was something. Aleister Black. Where's Aleister Black? He's been out for a while. And a lot of people are sour on WWE right now with everything that they've done during the pandemic, with the firing people, furloughing people, and like what happened with Zelina Vega recently. It's just like that's stuff that you've heard 1,000 times from 1,000 people, and I don't need to get into that because I could talk for 5 hours about that stuff. I see the positive in a lot of things. I try to, at least. And that's why I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now at Cage Side Seats. And I'm really thankful for that job. It's really, it put that wrestling fire back in me that led to today for me to hit record and just have this way, this other outlet. The typing is fun, but talking about it, I kind of find a little bit more fun. So yeah, I think, I'm interested in seeing what TLC is going to bring. I don't know how much of it is going to be good. I'm sure that, the main stories are going to be good because they usually are. I do like how the pay-per-views generally are a hit. I don't remember like the last miss pay-per-view for a while. So that's a good thing. Maybe like, I don't know, like Money in the Bank or something. Like that match was a little weird. That cinematic match that they did, the Money in the Bank match. And look at where that led to Miz right now, holding the briefcase. Just weird. Tucker turning on Otis, and then Tucker's gone. Tucker's been nowhere. I think he was on Main Event a few times, but I don't watch Main Event. Like I don't watch NXT now. There's enough wrestling that I watch throughout the week, and NXT just goes on the back burner. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen at TLC. I like Oh, there's something actually what I do want to mention. I really have been liking what they've been doing with Cedric Alexander. The Hurt Business has been really cool for the most part. I mean, they, again, hits and misses. But I like this like kind of desperation that he's showing right now to really win. I really like that a lot. Um, Myth would be Retribution. I really like Mustafa Ali. I really like him a lot. I really do. He's like such he's really an inspiring guy when you hear his backstory being a cop in Chicago and his wrestling. He's just really cool. He's a really cool guy. And when he was revealed as the leader of Retribution, I thought that it was gonna go somewhere. Mm, it it just really hasn't, and I feel bad about that because I really like him. But I hope that that WWE kind of does a 180 and really brings excitement to that because he is, I think, a really great creative person, and you could see that from like when he would do videos off of WWE programming, when he did Twitter videos, like his own stuff. Really, really cool. Like Ricochet. Ricochet, like when he's scripted up to his eyeballs, his talking isn't great, but when he does stuff on Twitter, like put his own videos, I like how he sounds. I like his talking. He sounds natural. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, and we'll see what happens with TLC. Um, that's it. I'm gonna cut it here, and just as a I don't want to put too much pressure to do a whole big thing right now. Um, and plus, what I like with Zoom actually is that you have like a 40-minute limit, so it helps me. I think it'll help me structure myself better and not go off on all these tangents and do like an hour long. I watch hour-long podcasts and I enjoy them, but uh, I feel like for me right now, an hour-long podcast is just not a good idea. And Zoom helps me with that because I have to stick to Zoom time. So thank you, Zoom. And thank you. If you clicked on this and watched it, I really appreciate it. Uh, I'm going to do the gimmick that everybody does at the end of these things. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment. I will respond to comments. I think, like that type of engagement. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Big Money Drew. Um, and then you can see my work, my writing at cagesidesseats.com. And they are at cagesidesseats on Twitter. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for the return of Big Money Talks. Bye for now.